Alright guys, it's Alonzo with my first place deck profile. Yeah, got first place at the local tournament today. Gonna be showing you my list. I've been playing a lot at this point, and I feel like it's very close to done, and I'm very happy to it. So I think like, for me personally, I feel like it's 95% done. Maybe just like some minor tweaks, but for the most part, I'm very happy with it, and I probably won't change um, anything more than like 3 cards. Chocho, yeah, the one drop. Obviously, it's necessary. It sucks that all the time you attack, it always dies, but it's a necessary evil. All right, I have 3 Sakura because we need that removal. Just really good to have removal, especially if you're playing aggro. This aggro is gonna be really representative. All right, then we play 3 Inogen. This is actually my favorite card in the entire deck because it's a 2 drop with 1 attack, but it has Legion. And one of the problems with this deck that I think it still has that's fixed a lot more is that sometimes it runs out of steam. So Legion really makes it so you always have cards in hand, and it's just really good to consistently have plays. And even in the longer games, that you still have cards. Yeah, so that's why I really like Inogen and reinforcements. Just make sure you never run out of steam, always have plays, and always have more advantage than your opponent. Alright, then we have 3 Mitsuki, just the quickness is nice and to be able to attack right away. And 3 Sai. Yeah, so it's just nice to have it so when he attacks he doesn't die. Gotta make sure they take care of it and just removal. They have to spend some kind of removal to get rid of it or attack it instead of hitting your Guardian stack. So it's just nice. Play 2 Kinshinki. Playing 2 of some of the cards like some people like to play 3 of. I feel like these cards are good, except for example this card. I just don't feel like it's necessary at 3 at all, honestly. Because I do it a lot of times when I was playing 3. I'd draw multiples, and it wasn't like something I needed. I would like other stuff. But it's definitely a very good card to like it at 2. I don't think I'd play it at 3, but it's definitely a very good card. And then 2 Sarada. I know some people love this card. For me personally, I very much like this card as well. But when you play, you have to discard a card and draw an EX card. And that's one of the problems with this deck, with red green at least, is when you run out of steam. So when you play it, you don't want to have to discard a card to get an EX card, because you get EX cards very quickly, and if you get too many, they're not really doing anything. They're not really advancing your game state. But if you play this, it's 3, and they hit it with removal with like any like purple like Sakura or anything like that, and they hit this, then you automatically neg 2 cards, and it is definitely a good card and can get rid of 2 Guardian stacks. But I feel like I just don't like that we had to discard a card from your deck from your hand, because it makes your advantage a lot lower. But it's definitely a very good card. I'm playing the 3rd in the side if I'm playing against decks that don't have a lot of removal in them. But this card is very good. I very much like it at 2, and I don't want to draw multiples of it. But it's definitely very good. And then 3 Naruto Uzumaki, lower cost, very good. Playing 3 of that, of course. And then 3 Sakura, of course, we want that time. And then we play 3 Sasuke Uchiha. It's probably one of like the changes I've made from my list, and why like I really like this card. It's probably one of my favorite cards in the deck as well, because it gives you an EX card and it has Legion, and it's just very good all around for what this deck specifically needs. So I think I've been playing like a lot of games at this point, and this is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck, just because it's very nice to do exactly what you want to do, even though it is a 4-drop, but it definitely helps with the whole engine of how everything works. And I very much like this card. 3 Sakura because it has recovery, and obviously you can get rid of a Sentinel, so it's just very good. Like 3 of that, because if I don't want to have to, Boruto is going to be a big problem, and you want to make sure you get rid of that ASAP and have outs to that. And then 2 Gara. I think Gara is very good. It's nice to have Sentinels in the main deck. This is what I was saying before. I was like, I think this deck is like, I'm very happy with it. I don't think I've really changed anything. Mostly, everything's gonna stay mostly the same. But this being the only thing that would be a variable for me personally, because I'm very happy with it. I think it's complete. But this, as to see what really is more meta, if more rush or more like purple red is gonna be more meta, it kind of changes if I want to play this in the main deck or not. But for right now, I'm very much liking 2 guards in the main deck, so just a little bit more defensive against aggro. But you know, as it develops and the best decks come out, this might change. But for right now, I'm very much liking 2 Garo. I got 3 Tsunade, because removal is great. You definitely want to be always make sure that you're top of the head of the game. They can't get any attacks or any value off their cards. If you're playing against purple, you want to make sure you get rid of Kaguzu or stuff like that, and just make sure they don't get any value with that, as well as aggro and stuff. And then 3 Naruto Uzumaki. This is definitely play 3 of this very much. It is 1 more than Gaara, but it has 2 more strength and Stain as well, get you the extra deck. But the 2 extra strength makes all the difference, honestly. So very much like that. You need some Sentinels to make sure you have defense. And then 2 Kakashi. I really like this card because it has quickness, recovery, and Legion. Usually you won't be giving the recovery, but that's okay. We're here for the Legion, and when you get this with the EX card, you're going to replace itself. If you do get the chance when they play a higher card, you can attack immediately. And all around, I think it's just really very good, and very good for what this deck is. So very much like that. And then 3 sight, obviously just generic removal, bounce anything back, 6 drop, wonderful. And then some more removal, the Destroy Zo, play 3, my guy. My guy is just super good, especially popping anything with 8 or less strength. Just can get rid of a lot of problem cards, stuff with like triples, like with a whole bunch of guardian attacks, or sentinels or weaker sentinels or something. It's just very good, and especially if you play this at the right moment, like this can answer cards that you are otherwise you won't have answers to. So I very much like this at 3, and it's gonna be very hard to get rid of them for your opponent because it's a 9. And then last card in the main deck, we have 3 Boruto Uzumaki. So one of the best Sentinels, gives you an EX card, 9 strength, 8. Just very good card, and I think if you're playing green, obviously it's going to be a stable, one of the best cards in green. Alright, and then we're going to go to extra deck. So first card we got in extra deck is Gamagoro. There's 3 Legion. This is actually my favorite card in the whole extra deck. When you get a 2, you just play right away, and when it dies, you're going to replace itself, and it's very good for what the deck does and for what the deck needs, which is a lot of like resources. Like you go through your cards really fast to make sure your opponent is dying, but if they're playing well and they can't play a lot of removal and stuff, it's good to be a grind, and this ensures that you got the upper hand with the card advantage and stuff, and because your card's usually cheaper, and this makes it so you can continuously keep playing cards and stuff like that. So it's one of my favorite cards in the extra deck. And we have 4. We have Ninetales Cloak. Very good because he can attack right away, and obviously 2 guardian attacks, but when he attacks, he gains 5 strengths and draws a card. So very much like that. So very much goes with the similar theme of you want to make sure you have a whole bunch of resources in your hand to continuously put a lot of pressure on your opponent. And then we have Gaara. Alright, so Gaara is an extra deck Sentinel, and when he's destroyed, he draws you another extra deck. So very much like this card in the extra deck, just for the sole purpose that it's Sentinel. So if I have an extra deck option to quickly right away defend myself, I need to. And then Gaara, so nice, it's Garagura, I think. Nice little removal. That's why I play it, and it has double strike and 6, so it's decently big, but it's nice for the removal. So we play that one. And then we play Naruto Uzumaki because he has a leader, I believe it's called. So basically, if you play a 5, attack with this, the next card's gonna be like free if it's a 6. So this card makes cards like Akashi very live, or cards like Might Guy a lot more playable in certain situations. So very much like this, and can very easily help. And last card I play Momoshiki's Monster. Is very good because if you have a Might Guy or something, you want to play aggressively, you're gonna be attacking his Guardian stack, and then after you can EX summon him to give you 2 life, as well as attack for game. Like let's say if they have nothing, but if for some reason they bounce it back, you're still gonna have the 2 extra Guardian lives. So that's very good for living longer. Alright, and then we got the side deck. We have 1 Sarada, just because if I know if the deck is not playing a lot of removal, definitely putting that card in. Gonna make sure to aggressively play them. And Kakashi, just another Kakashi. I very much like this as well, as long as I know they're playing like longer range, like mid range or more heavy decks, then I'll put this in like that. And then 1 more Gaara if I know they're playing aggro, and I make sure that I have a little bit more defense. Then play 3 Zabuzo. Zabuza. I can never say that, unfortunately. But yeah, 3 of that because it has leader. I can't attack battle cards, but if I know they're playing a certain type of deck, I'm gonna be playing this. Make sure I'm good. And then last card, 2 Momoshikis. If they're not playing any Guardians, then I'm really good. I got this, and I can attack a lot. Alright, guys. Well, that's a deck profile. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.